This story, a huge deal out here in LA. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court now clearing the way for roaming immigration sweeps here in LA to resume once again, at least for now. That coming after lower courts first blocked the administration from carrying out these raids back in July, saying they were discriminatory.
I want the entire nation to hear me when I say this isn't just an attack on the people of Los Angeles. This is an attack on every person in this city and in every city in our country.
Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president.
A guy with a machete on it and with a training people, stopping the traffic, and he's training people to kill him. And he's in a black Mustang. I think it's a black Mustang, but I just have to get away. But he's screaming right now and training people to that.
Is he white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
He's looks like an Indian, but it's important that he parked his car on the. It's a gray. It's kind of a brown shirt.
Brown shorts and what color shirt?
Yeah, and he has short and he has some. Oh my God! Hold on. Well, he's moving now. He's moving now to the.
No. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stand by. No, park in space. Go up space. Stand by. Stand by. Get in, bro. Get in. Go. Get in. All right, we're good. Follow him because of the fucking pets. Stand by. Follow him because of pets. Stand by, Mike. Stand by. Drop it! Stand by. Get in. Get in the car. Get in. Fuck. Stop! Stop, bro! Shoot! Stop, bro! Fucking shoot! You stop! Get in! Hey, pursuit! Pursuit, take my hair, please. Stand by, Mike. He's going around. My side. Stand by. Stand by. We're good. Stand by.
All right, just trying to wrap another officer.
Stand by.
And what's
Stand by. Crossfire, bro. Crossfire. Got it.
North of Pico.
Fuck.
Going to be on the go northbound.
You good?
Stand by, dude. Stand by. So we go around in circles.
Stand
by. Crossfire, bro.
Fuck! Stop it, man! Stop it! Stand by, Mike!
Crossfire, bro.
Fuck! Stop it! Shots fired. Officer needs help.
Stand by. Crossfire, bro.
Fuck! Get back! Stand by!
Guys, I'm on the ground at the Federal Plaza where you can see workers setting up this barricade here. ahead of these demonstrations that are expected in front of the Federal Plaza here in Chicago. Guys, I'm gonna keep you updated as this unfolds.
If Trump brings the National Guards to Chicago, and if crime stays down for so long, that boosts our property value. And by all of our houses, all of our communities, our hoods, our traps, because they all sit on prime real estate, you need to look up what prime real estate is. That makes your house that was in the family go from 15, 20, 30, 40,000 or 80,000 all the way up to 100,000, 150, 200 and up. If he brings the military here and if he shuts down the crime and keeps it peaceful for so long. And by being peaceful, you're able to think. And then by the military being here with ICE and ICE removing the the migrants who were benefiting from programs that we could have been using and getting all of this extra money, and who came here taking all of the jobs now, and by him making English the main language in America, in the United States, that gives us a fighting chance. Now we got a clean community. Our property values went up, which means our house is worth more now in our community. There are jobs for the community. We can work. We can fund our community. Then by him passing a bill that keeps people from fucking with the homeowners, some kind of homeowners bill. Look it up. You know, look it up. It's a homeowners bill that Trump passed so people couldn't, well, you know, in Chicago, the city will swindle you or take your home from right underneath you. It protects the people, the homeowners. So look up the homeowner bills that Trump signed, you know, to help the homeowner and keep his home. But if we do these things, that's a win for us. If he doesn't do this, then we right back to GoFundMe's and everybody robbing Peter to pay Paul because it ain't no work out here. I don't know about you, but I'm for the first one. Remove those who don't need to be here and who are taking benefits from us and our elderly and taking jobs from us and putting in people who need jobs who are out here doing illegal acts to pay bills. That would eliminate that. If he does this, that will create more opportunities in our community. And keeping our houses and our families so people just can't come and swipe it from you. Yeah, that's a win for us. I don't know how y'all see that as a bad thing.
Trump, do not send the National Guards to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles, nigga. We are not Washington, D.C., nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
Young brothers in Chicago, come to the front. Come to the front. I need to talk to y'all right now. Man, find you something safe to do. Find you something safe to do. I've been seeing a lot of y'all post videos trying to warn Trump not to come into Chicago. I don't know if y'all deaf, dumb, or crazy, but find you something safe to do. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all only got two options. Two options. Either be unalive badly, over unalive, or get sent to prison with so much time that you'll be unalive there. That's the only two options you got. To think that you finna go to war with switches against the federal government, you got to be so far gone in the mind, or to think that you got a chance to beat the U.S. military, the National Guard, in a combat and you have no experience whatsoever in a combat situation, I don't know how many times y'all been playing Call of Duty. This ain't it. This ain't it. And if y'all know anybody in the Chicago area, they got family and friends, they got young ones out there that think that they gonna actually be able to get away with this, y'all better warn them right now, because most people ain't even got money for funerals. But it's gonna be bad if they feel like they gonna resist what the police job is. Like, you got to be out your mind. I don't want y'all to take this message the wrong way. I'm not advocating for people to be scary. I'm advocating for you to be smart. Be smart. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all guys ain't gonna change your ways after they, lessen up once they come, but at least be smart while they're there. Like, if you feel like you're gonna be on the block with your little stick on you and the police, just gonna let you just do what you wanna do, or you feel like you can open up a couple rounds at them and it's just gonna be kumbaya, man, bro, they ain't gonna, there's no extent that the federal government won't go to find out who you are, to go into your homes and apprehend you, or to hunt you down right then and there and take care of you. Y'all playing a vicious game, a dangerous game. My heart goes out to the families who may be affected by some of these young, ignorant fools going out here trying to do this. Black people, we gotta do better, man. We really have to do better, man. There's no reason that our hearts are so hardened to where we thugging, we're being negative, we are living in violent communities, and we're too afraid to stand up for our own communities, to put these young brothers in their place, to tell them, hey, stop, man. Stop. You don't have to go out here and be gang. You don't have to do what Twin them doing. You can be yourself, bro. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. There's nothing wrong with being successful. There's nothing wrong with being good. There's nothing wrong with it, man. Culture is so demonic today to where you got studs trying to be just like the young guys. Like, come on, bro. Like, find Jesus Christ. Get some of that scripture in your heart. Because you playing the devil's game, you're gonna lose. There's no winners with the devil whatsoever. But I'm just saying this because I've been seeing these videos of all these young guys in Chicago trying to warn Trump not to come, like they gonna stop him or something. Y'all out y'all mind. Don't let that mayor of y'all city bump y'all head up, and if it do go down, my blame starts with him. My blame starts with him, because he the one out there trying to rile up the troops. Like, bro, you should be trying to rile up the police officers to get into these areas to stop some of this stuff from happening. 50 people being shot on this past weekend, that's crazy. And then you want to go and make it seem like it's Trump's fault this happened. No. It's your fault because you're incompetent mayor of a big old city. You should have never won. But God bless.
How effective do you think this order is going to be? Because these are federal agents we're talking about. They're taking orders from the federal government, not from the city of Chicago.
Yeah, and I don't take orders from the federal government. Thank you all very much.
Man, Trump talking about something. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. You about to find out why it's called direct. Goofy ass. We ain't scared of this shit.
Quiet part out loud.
Yo, it's wild. The culture and what's happening in these cities like Chicago is worse than we previously thought. There are people that are online that are basically warning Trump about the National Guard and or the military actually appearing in the city of Chicago. And they think that the young bulls over there or the gangsters and all of that. And I seen this one lady, maybe I'll do a separate review video to it. I seen this one older lady, and she was saying that the Crips and the Bloods is coming together in order to, fight against ICE. And I'm not really sure if y'all understand what y'all saying. Number one, you cannot make a threat on the president of the United States of America. I'm not sure where y'all been at and how y'all think that this is going to fly in any shape, capacity, way, or form. But that is not the wave, bro. You don't want to even be online feeling comfortable, even if it's not a direct threat, an indirect threat, anything that can be taken as a threat. That's not what you want to do.
And she gets hacked to death by this career criminal sitting behind her. And the mayor doesn't want anyone to talk about it. We don't hear anything from the governor. Elon Musk said, why don't people care about this? What's your reaction to this? I think it's a much bigger story. Battleground state, Democrats run, and they want to bury it instead of trying to stop it.
Why wasn't he in jail? Why was he in prison? All right. In Florida, you have to serve your time. We don't let people out early. I mean, we have tough laws. We have great sheriffs. That's what we ought to have. What do people want? They want a good job. They want a great education, and they want to be safe. They want to be safe.
Okay, I'm back from my Target run. And I saw a video of a young man who decided to warn President Trump and tell him that he better not send the military to Chicago because they got switches. They got switches. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm trying to say this with a straight face because he was so serious. Son, do you understand the magnitude of the force of the U.S. military? Yeah, you got switches, but they have weapons that are so far advanced. They have tiny homing missiles that by the time you realize there's a quarter-size hole in your chest, you'll only have 5 breaths left. Yeah, 5 breaths left. Not only that, do you know that when your ammunition run out, because you don't have enough to go against them, once your ammo runs out, do you know they still going to be coming full force at you? Yeah, also, do you know that they can localize and pinpoint where all of that ammunition is coming from, where all of the pew-pews are coming from, and they will level it. Yeah, level it. You won't have to worry about having your family to have a fish fry or a GoFundMe to pay for your burial because there won't be anything left, love. They're going to have to raise money for a life-size poster of you because that's all they'll have to remember you by. Yeah, decimated, obliterated. This is the U.S. military we're talking about. We're talking about people who have vowed with their lives to protect the United States from all terroristic threats and enemies, foreign and domestic. And just in case you didn't know, love, what you just did, that was a domestic terroristic threat. So you still got time to take that down and apologize to the U.S. military and President Trump. Yeah, you got switches, but we have the life-size version and the real-life version of Bruce Banner. In case you didn't know who that was, that's the Hulk. Yeah, U.S. military, they got the Hulk. They also have Winter Soldiers. Yeah, and they got the Avengers. Sir, you're outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, out everything. Just stay in the house, baby. Go on, stay in the house and let them clean up the crime because you are no match for the U.S. military. There are other militaries that aren't a match for the U.S. military. Do you understand that they just leveled the cartel? Anyway, baby, go on, apologize and stay in the house. Okay? Just stay in the house. Tell them you're sorry. All right.
Suspect, 33-year-old Michael Stover, in this picture posted to his wife's public Facebook page. He was taken into custody by federal agents this morning and made his first appearance in federal court this afternoon, facing charges he threatened to kill immigration agents and harm public officials. Authorities say he previously possessed multiple weapons, but in May of 2025, Downers Grove police deemed Stover a clear and present danger, and following a domestic disturbance call, seized 5 rifles, a shotgun, 6 handguns, and ammunition, including 5 rifle rounds with the first names of well-known political figures written in marker, according to court documents. He also posted a photograph of those 5 rifle bullets placed on top of 2 hunting knives to a Facebook group, authorities say. Stover's FOID card was revoked by Illinois State Police on May 8th, according to court filings. He was active and exceedingly extreme online, even through last night, authorities say, posting on his Blue Sky account, "ICE is a terrorist organization. Share this if you think we should shoot them down like dogs." ICE is a private military answering exclusively to powers hostile to the United States and the people. It is unconscionable that we do not hunt and lynch them for treason. In May of 2025, the Secret Service was alerted to his posts by the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, previously posting, according to the FBI, "There is a time for rhetoric and a time for riflery," and was interviewed by the U.S. Secret Service following his alleged threats to the president. The federal complaint also stating authorities were told Stover at one point took medication for his mental health.
When you say that, darling, that's fake news. Well, why would the Department of Defense? Listen. Be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
What a stupid question. Raquel.
In Kansas City, where they had a government-run grocery store, and it's been there for years, but it's on the verge of closing because it doesn't work.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where's all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
I watch people walk in and walk out.
The grocery store has received financial assistance from the city, but has been unable to keep those shelves stocked in an area that in the past has often been referred to as a food desert.
Around here, a good thing don't last too long.
And it will impact a lot of people and a lot of families.
The city owns the Linwood Shopping Center. A nonprofit operates the grocery store.
So what do you say to that example?
We have to prove not only the efficacy, but the excellence of this idea.
What?
Because for every one example that you can point to, there's another of another municipality today considering opening a city-run grocery store.
What?
Why do you like Zoran Mamdani?
I think he has really great policies for the city and he really sticks to his word, and I really like how he stands on everything he says, 10 toes down. I think his visions are great.
So what are some of your favorite policies of his?
I really think the city-run grocery stores is really interesting. I've been looking into that. I think that could really be great for families too. I know that there's a lot of food deserts in a lot of areas here in New York, so seeing that could really bring some change to those places.
So that sort of concept has been tried before in other places. Are you aware of where that's been tried before?
I haven't looked into it that much, but has it been tried and
kind of crashed and burned?
It's definitely, that's why I've been looking into it. It definitely seems like I wouldn't say complicated, but something that could, be a little difficult to get done.
The issue with that in the past has been, I guess you're taking the food pricing away from the market, supply and demand, right? So if you're fixing prices to keep them low, you're basically playing around with like the natural invisible hand of the market. And what ends up happening, like in socialist countries like Cuba or Venezuela or the Soviet Union, is the grocery stores are like empty. They can't keep the shelves stocked.
So I need y'all to do me a favor. I need you to share this with all of the folks who think socialism is a great idea. Take it from a guy who came from a socialist country who is now walking through a U.S. grocery store. Check out his reaction to walking through a U.S. grocery store after experiencing true socialism.
Cierra los ojos. Cierra los ojos.
Yo me puedo llevar eso para la casa.
Nadie te va a preguntar de dónde lo conseguiste. Nadie va. Tú solo. Uno.
Con esto puedo hacer ejercicio. Mira la gente aquí como se va. Mira los boliches tan negros. Demasiado, mija, demasiado. Demasiado.
Manzana.
Qué rico ser. Que los papeles míos de la entrada aquí me decían que yo era un alienígena. Y yo ahora veo esto y yo digo, es que soy un alienígena. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. Hasta que llegas, pones el pito y dices, es real, ¿viste? Porque a lo mejor son como amistad mía o algo así. Pero a uno le da sentimiento a estas cosas, ¿viste? Porque es fuerte, ¿viste? Es fuerte.
¿Te gustó?
Que sí me gustó.
They're afraid of Mr. Mamdani becoming an example to what can happen all over this country.
We're going to visit a supermarket in Cuba. What is the reality of these supermarkets? Why can't most Cubans shop here?
What's there? Usually they are completely empty, at prices higher than in Spain, where I currently live.
This is the reality. This is the store we'll enter, called Havana Store. It's one of the MLC stores. That is, it's like a larger supermarket product here. And as you can see, the prices in these supermarkets are equivalent to prices in Spain. For example, Spain, which is the country where I am, I compare it and there are things more expensive than in Spain. And now you might say, how a Cuban in his own country can't buy with his currency? Well, that's right, he can't. As you can see, this supermarket is completely empty. Because Cubans can't enter. Many Cubans now rely on their family living abroad, in the United States, Spain, or other countries. Whoever sends them this money recharges their cards so they can buy, and if not, buy it on the street, which is extremely expensive in exchange. Well, I'm seeing the empty shelves from now on. This is in a small candle. Detergents here. Look at the prices. I mean, that is tomato $6.80, the mayonnaise, yes, the biggest jar. Let's see, look how much it costs here. The 7 shampoos cost $7.50 each. The Dove cream is $4.85. All this is in dollars. Basically, there is the same shampoo brand throughout the whole store. There's nothing else here. There's ketchup, $6.55 cereals, the pastas. They don't say the price? The pastas? Well, $1.75 this pasta package. Mac and cheese is here, and it's delicious. Have you tried this $1.70 dish of macaroni with cheese? Look, they're selling the rice here, the kilo of rice, at $3.40.
The meat and car part is all there is. The meat and things part, the only existing thing.
The refrigerators have been like this. They haven't changed. Everything remains the same, even when I was making videos here. And that one is covered because there's nothing there. That's like 2 kilos and a bit, $12 per kilo. And well, here it is. This whole part of drinks, the same drink and not much more, and this meat here, look how it is.
With people struggling to make ends meet, why wouldn't the government come in and start running grocery stores in order to drop prices and relieve the burden on working families? Well, let's analyze the arguments in favor. First of all, what is the point of the government owning a grocery store? The arguments in favor usually include either higher costs associated with food or the existence of what's been called food deserts, which is to say an underserved area where the population size might justify a grocery store and yet one doesn't exist. So essentially, one is a cost issue and the other is an access issue. Let's address cost first. So if politicians have an issue with how much grocery stores are charging, they should probably start by considering all of the costs. This includes things like buying property, electricity, air conditioning, spoilage, transportation costs, maintenance, salaries and benefits, advertising, market analysis for commodities, and much, much more, all of which account for the various costs associated with managing a large-size grocery store. But then there's other costs. You have to look at things like taxes, government regulations, and losses sustained from theft, vandalism, legal disputes, and spoilage. Now, that all sounds like a pretty complicated and expensive endeavor for someone to engage in. So, what are the typical profits on a grocery store? Well, after all of that is taken into consideration, the profit margin on your typical grocery store in America is around 1% to 3%, which is pretty thin. So now that we know a little bit about the cost and complexity associated with running a grocery store, the next question is, how would a government-run grocery store provide a cheaper or more affordable alternative? People like the Democratic nominee for mayor in New York City, Zohran Mamdani, have suggested that not relying on the profit motive will help him pass on savings to the customer. Well, as already discussed, the profit margin on grocery stores is incredibly thin. And one thing the profit motive does really well is, well, motivate. Yeah, it motivates people to develop efficiencies, to be customer focused, and to use time and resources well, since poor management of resources results in losses, which results in a store to go out of business. Now, in practice, which is to say in reality, government-run grocery stores have been tried before, and it turns out government bureaucrats don't run grocery stores as well as people motivated by profit.
So there's huge food shortages in Cuba right now, and we'll take a quick look at what's inside the grocery store. We have water, coffee, and alcohol. And that's it.
In order to get prices lower, the government doesn't come up with new and innovative efficiencies. It just uses tax dollars to subsidize the cost of operating the store. And therefore, the groceries may appear cheaper to the customer, but they're not actually cheaper. In fact, in most cases, they're more expensive than the ones at the private sector store. All the government's really done here is hidden the cost of the groceries with tax dollars on the back end. The grocery bill may have gotten slightly better, but the tax bill has increased, hiding the true cost and deceiving the customer. Now, this would be bad enough on its own, but you've also managed to drive out the private sector grocery stores in the process. Why? Well, because they don't get to use tax dollars to subsidize their stores. Since the private grocery store isn't getting the same subsidies, they have to sell at higher prices. And since it's difficult to compete with a store that can simply take people's money through taxation, competing stores can go out of business or they never get built in the first place.
Why is the government a better solution for a lack of grocery stores, food deserts, than just working with the private sector to have them do what they know how to do, which is run grocery stores? What's your answer to that?
There are more than 1,000 grocery stores in New York City. I'm proposing creating 5 additional ones, one in each borough of New York City that the city would run, and that would guarantee cheaper groceries, not free food, but cheaper groceries. And part of that is because food is a necessity for New Yorkers. It's a necessity for everyone. And yet it's something that people are being priced out of. And we can see the promise and the possibility of a public option. And we've seen in studies that have been done about the applicability of this in an urban setting like Chicago, that this is something we can actually deliver right here in New York City.
But there was another example in Kansas City where they had a government-run grocery store, and it's been there for years, but it's on the verge of closing because it doesn't work. They've been riddled with crime. They've dealt with just a lack of inventory. There are other examples where it just hasn't worked because, frankly, the government is not that good at being in the business of being in grocery stores.
Now, you might be saying, okay, fine, Nick, we understand government grocery stores are probably not really providing us a cheaper option. But what about food deserts, places where grocery stores should exist but don't? And that is a great question that you should probably ask your political leaders in your area. Because why is it that the supposedly greedy business owners who live to make a profit would refuse to make one in a certain area? And what you will typically find is that the narrow profit margins make it very difficult to set up shops in places with things like high taxes, cumbersome regulations, or crime-ridden areas that politicians refuse to do anything about.
The shoplifting statistics about New York, of all of the shoplifting, it's like 600 people. And they've been arrested thousands of times.
Thousands of times.
See if you can find the statistics, because it's so crazy. You can't believe that that's really it.
In New York, it takes 2 cops to arrest you.
So here it is. Okay. Excuse me. Only 327 people. Collectively, they were arrested and rearrested more than 6,000 times. Hey, maybe you should lock those folks up and you'd stop all of the shoplifting.
It is both tragic and a little comical to watch as local politicians stand outside a pharmacy or a grocery store and condemn greedy business owners for leaving their community, when it was those same politicians that cheered on the looting and vandalism of such stores during riots or refused to police or convict people for shoplifting. Here's a newsflash. When a business can't cover its costs due to crime, it goes out of business or leaves. That shouldn't be that hard to figure out. And while that might be tragic for the people impacted, those people need to start considering how their voting record is creating the conditions that they're complaining about.
In a scenario where nobody drops out, that Brandon Straka and the President of the United States can't convince these guys to drop out, give me the scenario how you win.
Sure. For the record, that's not my mission to convince them to drop out. But so if we're in a race where nobody is dropping out, what we have to look at is just driving massive voter turnout, because we have 4.7 million registered voters in New York City. Zohran Mamdani got 468,000 votes in the primary. If we can drive, this is going to be a high voter turnout, I believe, because the nation's eyes are on this race. It's getting a lot of momentum, and people are very concerned about what's going on. So if we can drive close to 50% of the voter turnout and really push it up there, the person who gets 590,000 200,000 votes is going to be the winner. And I don't believe that's going to be Zoran Mamdani, because I don't believe he has much support beyond the support that he got in the primary. I'm not even convinced that the voters who came out in the primary are going to come out to vote for him. But we can, the numbers are there. We just have to drive the people out to go out and vote. Traditionally, New York City mayoral races are having low voter turnout, 23%, 25%. It's abysmal. I think this race is going to be different. The eyes of the nation are on it. I think if we can drive the people out and split the vote, the person who ends up with 590,000 votes wins. And I don't think that will be Zoran Mamdani.
Brandon, I want to know, we're going to have you back on a lot. Obviously, this is going to kick up in September. Where do people go, though, for this weekend to go and visit your site, get the information? If they want to talk to your people, talk to them. Because I do think this is going to take some convincing of folks to understand exactly what's going on here. I will tell folks, if when Mamdani wins, that he's going to turn New York City, the greatest city in the world and the financial capital of the world, into modern London. He is Sadiq Khan on steroids. And folks, there's been so many big donors and so many of the power brokers in New York that have looked the other way on this thing, and they're whistling past the graveyard right now because this is happening. And the only way it's going to stop, if someone like you gets some traction, we'll have to see if that happens. But I respect you and Naomi. You two guys are fighters. You also have a pretty good sense of how things can be pulled off. So I want everybody, where do people go this weekend to find more information about what you're trying to accomplish?
Right. So one of the things that we're doing in addition to the canvassing and outreach is we're going to be doing events on an almost weekly basis all over the city. So the next one we have coming up is in Washington Square Park. This Saturday, we're asking people to show up around 12 o'clock. The event begins at 1 o'clock. This is the Rally Against Democratic Socialism. It lasts from 1 to 3. And then immediately after, we're turning it into a live New York City street debate where we're encouraging New Yorkers to approach the microphone and debate our panel, asking questions about democratic socialism, challenging us, debating us. We just did this. Yeah, we did this in Union Square a couple of weeks ago. It was phenomenal. I mean, we had hundreds of people turn out. We had Mamdani supporters show up, get behind the microphone, ask us questions about, what's wrong with socialism. And we're changing hearts and minds. Right. It really is happening. We just have to have these conversations and reach these people. So if anyone wants to learn more about my effort and what I'm doing, please go to walkawaycampaign.com. If you want to show up and join us in Washington Square Park, 1 o'clock this Saturday, go to walkawaycampaign.com/events. We need volunteers. I want an army of thousands of volunteers. Go to walkawaycampaign.com, sign up to be a volunteer. Whether you live in New York City or anywhere in the country, we need remote volunteers to text, send, make phone calls, send emails. And if you're able to give to the cause, go to walkawaycampaign.com because we need to hire more staff too. But, Steve, I appreciate your skepticism, but I'm being sincere when I say I truly believe we can beat this guy, and I think that we will.
Okay, brother. By the way, Washington Square Park, that'll be fascinating. Hope you guys also bring security. It could get a little wild there. The Democratic Socialists, these brothers roll hard. So hopefully we can stream it tomorrow on War Room. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Brandon.
Thanks, Steve.
Government-run grocery stores might sound like a good idea when you focus your messaging exclusively on desired outcomes. But as soon as we start to actually consider the complexities, combined with even a simple analysis of the history of government grocery stores, we discover that it's an incredibly destructive exercise in political arrogance. But as we consider all of this, let me offer what I think is probably the best argument that can be made either for or against government grocery stores. And it's not about facts or figures or different methods of running grocery stores or economics in general. Instead, it's just a simple question. Historically speaking, do the people living in countries with government-run grocery stores like the arrangement? Or are they usually risking quite a bit to leave that country and get to the ones where the private sector runs them?
You are not supposed to see this video. This is video I managed to sneak while in a Cuban state supermarket. At the entrance, there were military guards, and I could have been imprisoned just for shooting this, but the world needs to see that just 90 miles from the US, people are starving because of a tyrannical dictatorship. That morning, a neighbor excitedly ran to our house to let us know that there were beans at the market. We had to run over there and make the long line, because you never know when there are going to be beans again. When we finally got inside, I was shocked, and I knew I needed to show the world what a Cuban supermarket looks like. You can see all they had were some rotting gourd fruit, which the cashier told us specifically not to buy, a couple crates of carrots, and some sad, rotting lettuce heads in the back. We were able to buy 12 pounds of beans for the price of 1,650 Cuban pesos, which is about $9.75 depending on the day. That might sound like a fair price for beans until you realize that the average Cuban is only making about 3,500 pesos or about $17 a month.
In Kansas City, where they had a government-run grocery store, and it's been there for years, but it's on the verge of closing because it doesn't work.
This is something I believe will work.
What?
I walk in there, I'm pretty sure you walked in there. There's no meat, there's no vegetables, there's no nothing. Are you going to take care of the community that's surrounded around you? If not, sell the store to someone that can be more responsible.
It's obvious these stores are bad for business and the community, but Zoolander likes what he sees, and he's ready to franchise it.
But to me, the most important thing is the outcome.
What?
This is something I believe will work.
Not a good idea. It's been done before, and it's never worked. Kansas City has their own communist grocery store, and it's in ruins. The city opened fresh in 2018 and sunk millions of dollars, both public and private, into keeping it afloat, and aisles are empty. Crime skyrocketing and sales plummeting. Tens of millions of dollars were invested into the Kansas Commie store, and it's still a net negative. Last year, Sunfresh lost nearly $900,000. And it only sees a few thousand shoppers a week. Democrats heard that and are now demanding an additional $1.2 million to fund the store. It's getting so bad, it looks like a ghost town.
The store has been getting tens of millions of dollars since 2018. Now look at this. We got inside, the store let us in. You will see something so jarring. It basically looks like the entire store is empty. There was barely anything in there, from meat to dry goods to produce.
Come on. This neighborhood, Kansas City, is in shambles. No one wants to shop at the commie store because there's no food. And if they do go, they might get shanked. But the mayor doesn't care. He's telling people, suck it up or shop somewhere else.
While I hear and understand the crime issues and concerns, there are stores, there's a grocery store right down the street, largely in the same kind of area, some of the same criminal numbers and statistics, that still is doing pretty darn well.
The Kansas City Commie Store has become a black hole of taxpayer dollars. No one knows where the money's going, and people want answers.
I walk in there, I'm pretty sure you walked in there. There's no meat, there's no vegetables, there's no nothing. Are you going to take care of the community that's surrounded around you? If not, sell the store to someone that can be more responsible.
Frankly, the government is not that good at being in the business of being in grocery stores.
They're afraid of Mr. Mamdani becoming an example to what can happen all over this country.
Yeah, exactly, Bernie, right on the nose.
Together we will freeze the, make buses fast and bullshit. Deliver universal. Bullshit. We will freeze the, make buses fast and deliver universal.
What?
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay, too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.